vlog. I've been driving for about, what time is it? Almost to, let's see, I don't know. I've been driving for like 5 hours, something along there. So I'm almost to Asheville, Black Mountain area, and we are going to SAFF. I'm not really, what is it? Southeastern Sheep and Wool Festival or something like that. Anyways, I'm excited to be going. This is my first yarn festival, so that's going to be really exciting. I'm meeting my friend Jill there, and we have an Airbnb that we're staying at this weekend, so it's going to be really fun, hopefully. I think it will be. I've been having a little bit of anxiety about the whole trip and going and all that, but I can always just go home if I want to. So I rented a car for the weekend, so that's what I'm in and driving currently. The fall colors are beautiful on all the trees. I will have shown you on the drive, but yeah, it's fun. So we are almost there. We have less than an hour until we get there and the fun starts. I'm excited to go to Black Mountain Yarn Shop. I've heard that it's a really, really good one and lots of people love it. So I'm looking forward to going there. That's where we're going first. But yeah, so come along on the journey with us, and I'll try to film as much as I can. Black Mountain Yarn Shop, they were having a trunk show upstairs, and that is what you are seeing here. They had a lot of awesome people selling some really fun things. And this was the only knitting that I got done all weekend, but it was really fun. And this was our yummy dinner at a local place in Black Mountain. This was our drive up to our Airbnb. It was quite an experience for sure. So enjoy the windy North Carolina road. We stayed in a Airstream for the weekend. For me, it was pretty average living in a trailer or a fifth wheel. So this is just a little tour. We had the bedroom. This was where I slept, and then we also had this really fun little porta potty thing happening there. But we did not use that. We used the one outside. But yeah, it was a super sweet little place. This was where we went over to the bathroom. That was also the shower room. It was also just a bucket with some wood chips, but hey, you know, it was fun. It was an experience. And yeah, there was no running water inside the Airstream, and no lighting in this particular shower room, but you had some really great big open windows for you to shower and use the restroom in front of. felt it. Kits were amazing. I was blown away with how beautiful they were and how fun they looked. It took a lot of willpower to not buy any of these kits, but look at that owl. It was just gorgeous.
And the fifth wheel?
Huh? Hi.
Thank you. The remnants.
Here is my first purchase of the day. I got it from Cottontail Farms. I absolutely loved her store. It was the best. Oh, and look how cute these adorable little knitted bunnies and bears were. They are so cute.
Like, we want back in our pastures, please.
Hello, are you Mama? You are so cute with your little babies. Hello, beautiful. Hello. By the time it was dinner, I was starving and I ate this whole bowl of shrimp and grits and it was absolutely delicious. Yeah, it was so good. And then we went over and walked around downtown Asheville a little bit, which was really fun. So SAFF was such a fun weekend and I wanted to kind of chit chat about it and show you the things that I got. So I'm going to do that now. I have some notes of things that I wrote down that I wanted to talk about. Always children, every single time. It is currently raining here in Kentucky, so hopefully the mic is keeping you from hearing that. But yeah, it's nice to have some rain for once. So SAFF started for me Friday morning. I left at about 8:30 in the morning and drove. It took me about 6 hours to get to Asheville, North Carolina, which is where the yarn festival was and where Black Mountain Yarn Shop is located, in that general vicinity. But yeah, I drove. It took me 6 hours to get there, so I was pretty tired once I got there. But it was really fun because I was meeting my friend Jill, who I met in the Love and Stitches membership. So she's the one who kind of coordinated everything and planned it and found all the stuff. So that was really fun to be able to see her and connect in real life with her again. We did it. We met up once before this past spring. But yeah, my sister Sabra was supposed to come as well, but she wasn't able to make it. So it was just me and Jill for the weekend. But we did get to meet up with some other members of the
of the membership as well, which was really fun. But I'll talk about that in a second. So the first day we went to Black Mountain Yarn Shop. We sat and knit, and that was all the knitting I got done. Basically all weekend was sitting there for about an hour knitting. And I made my first purchase there. They were having a trunk show upstairs. They had Emma's yarns. They had a few others, and there was also a designer there, but I can't remember who it was. But yeah, the yarn shop was really awesome. I loved seeing all that they had. Their living room, which is where we sat and hung out and knit, was really fun. And in the front of the shop, we got to watch people walk by and do some people watching, which was fun. And then after a little while, me and Jill got hungry and we were deciding to go eat. So we picked this burger place that was a couple blocks away, and we went down and ate there. Good burger and food, so that was fun. Then we went back to our Airbnb, which was up the mountain in, I guess it was still kind of Black Mountain-ish area, but we were staying in the Airstream. You will have seen the footage of that Airstream, which really wasn't that different for me. I'm used to living in confined small spaces, but I didn't have any animals or children with me, so that made it a lot quieter. It was different in that there was no running water, and there was also, the rain just really started coming down. There was also not a toilet, so we had a bucket with some wood chips, which was interesting. And there was also a note saying that you should not leave the trash outside because the bears would make a mess of it. So there was that. But yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. It was an experience. The shower didn't have any electricity in there, and I'm assuming that's why there was a great big window in front of the shower and big door that was all glass. Yeah, that was a little interesting. So I was a little birdie the weekend and didn't really take a shower, but cleaned myself in other ways because not my jam. But then the next day we got up and we went over to the festival, which was about 30 minutes from our Airbnb, and we got to meet up with a couple of girls from the membership, which was awesome. I was so excited to be able to hang out with Erica, who I have known, it feels like forever. She's been a member in the Love and Stitches membership for a very long time, and it was so fun to finally get to see her face to face and give her a great big hug. So we went to the festival and did all that with her, and then we also ran into Amanda, who was also a member, and she was just the sweetest. I was so glad that she noticed us in the crowd and was like, hey, I know you guys. So we spent the rest of the afternoon with her walking around and seeing the animals, which was a lot of fun. The festival itself was a bit overwhelming. It was the first one that I'd ever been to, so I kind of knew what to expect, but until you experience, I don't think you really know how it's going to feel. So there were probably about 60-80 vendors in total, and at least half of them were yarn, so that was a lot of yarn, and they all started kind of looking the same after a little while. So I didn't do a lot of shopping. I mean, I did a lot of shopping, but I didn't buy a lot. So I was surprised that I didn't purchase a whole bunch, but I kind of realized through this experience that I'm more of an online shopper, I think. Someone who is going to be able to look at all of my options and decide and not be like, I don't want to regret that decision, especially if I'm doing sweater quantities. It's a lot of money. So I only ended up making 2 purchases at the festival, which was crazy. But I'm really happy with the purchases that I made. And I took lots of pictures of things that I was interested in, and have already looked at some websites and Instagrams of those. Are you itchy? Of some of the vendors that were there, because I really liked their yarn, and being able to feel it and squish it and know what it feels like was definitely a plus. But overall, the experience was really fun. It was really hot on Saturday inside. If we had been outside, it would have been fine because it was kind of like in the 60s. But inside, I don't know what it was. All those vendors, all those people, and all of us wearing wool made it kind of hot. So I had a t-shirt that I changed into after the festival, but I was wearing my Lacy Boxy, and I was determined not to take it off because I was excited to be around and show it off. It was really funny. This cute old lady stopped me in the bathroom when we were washing her hands and was like, "Oh, is that the Lace and Fade Boxy?" And I said yes. And I was like, "It was a really fun make. I really liked it." And she said, "Oh, I want to make it. Yours is so cute." And I was like, "Thank you." And then we walked out of the bathroom, and she walks out after me, and I was standing there, and she goes, "Are you coming back inside?" And I was like, "Yeah, in a few minutes I'm going to." She's like, "My friend, I really want to show her your Boxy." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll go with you and we can show your friend." So I walked with her, and she went over to her friend and was like, "Look, I accosted this lady in the bathroom and brought her to show you her Boxy." It was so cute and so funny. She was just adorable. So I got my picture taken and questions asked about my Boxy, and yeah, that was pretty funny, but it was nice because I got several compliments on the Boxy, which was really nice. And I saw lots of makes that I liked, so that was really fun to be able to see some makes that you've maybe not made yourself, but you've seen a lot of YouTubers make. We kept seeing the love note. We made a count. I'll have to ask Jill. I think we were up to like 13 or 14 love notes that we saw. So definitely a very popular pattern. I don't think I saw any other Boxies though that I remember, but it was fun to see some really unique patterns that were fun to see. Let's see, let me see my notes and see what else I wanted to tell you because I'm gonna forget. Oh, we had a really crazy experience at lunch at SAFF. So we ate there on campus. We were waiting in line, and apparently the cook not having a good day because he came out and like slammed the door shut of the food and was going back and forth, and apparently was cussing out the staff in the back, and the girls at the cash registers were completely over it. But it made for an interesting lunch, that's for sure. But hopefully he got his issues taken care of, and they were able to do a little better the rest of the afternoon. It was wild. After SAFF, we went to dinner, and I mean, it was basically yarn and food was our weekend, which was brilliant. We went to this really cute little place downtown Asheville. It was a Saturday night, so the town was really hopping with people. There was stuff everywhere. The food was delicious. You will have also seen that. And then I'd never been to downtown Asheville, so Jill wanted me to walk around, and I'm really glad we did because it was really fun just to kind of walk around and browse and, just be a mom without any kids for a few hours. That was fun. And then we went back to the Airbnb and hung out, and we FaceTimed Sabra, chit-chatted. And the next day we got up and went to lunch at this really good local place. They had great food. And then we headed home. So it was a really fun weekend. The leaves were changing. They were really, really pretty. North Carolina and Kentucky, the colors weren't as pretty as Tennessee. The part that I went through of Tennessee, the colors were just beautiful. They had the red colors, whereas North Carolina and Kentucky, the reds are kind of lacking, but that was really fun and pretty. And I listened to the new Taylor Swift album about 15 times on my drive, so she kept me company. It was really nice. I was really grateful that she released that album the same day that I was leaving. So when I got back, I was exhausted. I came home, and I got home around almost 4 in the afternoon, and I took a nap. I slept for about 2 hours. Then we went and got some dinner and returned the rental car, and then came back home and was in bed by 11:30. I was so tired. There was a lot of peopling for my introverted self, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that I got to go and that my husband encouraged me to go, because in the beginning I was really struggling with my anxiety and if I should go or if I shouldn't go, and he was really helpful in saying, "No, I think you should go." Rue, can you do mind? Thank you. No, we don't need to do that right now. Just talk. Stop. You don't need to do that. But he was really encouraging, was like, you should go. You'll regret it if you don't. So what I learned through the weekend was that for me, yarn festivals probably aren't for shopping, but more for the experience and for being around friends and meeting up with people that I've had that connection with online, but not necessarily all of that shopping. It was a little overwhelming. I did enjoy seeing some yarn that I'd seen online, like Fiber Seed was there, and there were a few others. Miss Babs was there. Who else was there? There was someone else there that I'd heard of but had never actually felt their yarn before, and that was really nice. And also discovering some new makers that I had never heard of before. That was really a plus side to going. But I think I am festivaled out for just a little bit. I'm not sure I would drive that far again unless it was something like Rhinebeck. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun. So I do want to show you what I purchased. I'm going to just go in order. There's not a whole bunch, so I'm going to go in order of what I got. I did buy a couple of things that I'm not going to show because they are a gift, but none of it's really yarn. It's kind of some other stuff. But the first thing I bought was at the trunk show at Black Mountain Yarn Store. I went upstairs and browsed, and I didn't have my wallet with me. I left it downstairs with Jill, and was like, okay, I'll come back with it. I didn't do it intentionally the first time, but once I got up there, I was happy because I might have been a little trigger happy with my purchases. But I took a picture of this yarn and thought about it while I was sitting downstairs knitting, and decided I definitely needed it. And the owner she was just so sweet when I was up there too. But the funny thing is, I went into the weekend like, I do not need any single skeins. I need some sweater quantity or some solid colors. You know, I have plenty of single skeins that I don't know what to do with. I got a single skein first off. But this one was just absolutely beautiful. This is from 29 Bridges Studio. I'd never heard of her before, but this color, oh, it is so pretty. I love this one so much. So I had to get this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to purchase from her again because her yarn is beautiful. She was really sweet. And this was really, really pretty. So that was my first purchase. Yeah, and that's all I got on Friday. And then I was so proud of myself. I walked the entire festival of SAFF on Saturday before making any purchases. I took some screenshots, or not screenshots, some pictures of things that I was interested in. And we went and sat down for a minute, and I was like, okay, let me look through and see exactly what I want to get. I didn't want to spend too much money. So yeah, I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. So the first one that I absolutely knew that I had to have was this bag. And it is a bag by, you will have seen me making the purchase in the vlog. It is by Cottontail Farms, and all of these makers will be linked down below if you want to take a look at them as well. But her bags were so cute. I had a really hard time deciding which one I wanted and if I was going to get more than one. I did end up just getting more than one. I was really good. But this is the one. Let me show you. I'll show you her tag. But look at this bag. Is it not so pretty? It is the prettiest. So this is her little tag. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, there we go. And then she had her tag here. Her bags are so cute. I love them so much. I really wanted to buy more than what I bought. Oh, here is another one of her little, but again, I'll have her linked down below for you. And then this one was really fun. It had these little clips on the side so that you can, I'm always the worst at doing this, but you can see the little, I don't know what they're called, D-clips, D something. honestly. I have no idea. But I bought the strap to go with it. My friend Jill, who I was there with this weekend, she had a bag that is kind of like this that she wears. Cross whatever, and with her projects in it. And I loved that when I saw that back in the spring. So when I saw this and saw that it also had it, I was like, I want that for sure. So that was my first purchase at SAFF on Saturday. And then the other thing that I bought at SAFF was the only other purchase that I made, and it was this beautiful skein of yarn. Look how pretty. I don't know. There was just something about this yarn. I am not normally a pink girl, you guys know, but I loved this. It just kept calling my name and was saying, I need you. So I bought it. And it's by Nitty Gritty. And this one is called Ballerina Slippers, which is perfect name. Oh, and let me tell you, this one from 29 Bridges is called Hoodoo You. Let me see. Come on, there we go. See if it'll focus. There we go. It'll all be linked down below also. So these two are my only yarn purchases from the whole weekend. Isn't that wild? This was what I got. This was it. These 3 things. I think that is really a lot of restraint and really good on my part. But I was happy with that. I got 3 things that I really loved, and yeah, that was it. Not that exciting, but I think they're really pretty. But I did get one other thing. Let me show you. I got a sticker. I got this sticker from Black Mountain Yarn Shop, and I will be putting this on my computer now that I have shown you. Actually, I might wait till after the podcast is filmed, but yeah, I also got that. And Jill was so sweet. I had mentioned that I wanted to get one of the show colorways for the Shop Your Stash make along, and I was like, I'm going to go in and get it after I had run outside and was saying goodbye to Erica. I was going to go back in, and she went in and said she was looking for someone and came out and was like, oh, I bought it and I'm going to donate it. And I was like, you did not have to do that, but that was so sweet. So thank you, Jill, for donating this skein. This is from the Fiber Studio at Yarns to Die For. The colorway is Wine Country, and it was her show color for SAFF, and it is so pretty. If I had bought it myself, I might actually be keeping it because it's really pretty and soft. But this will be a giveaway. It's going to go with the Black Pearl Magic Bag and some needle stoppers that I have in our Shop Your Stash make along, which all the information for that will also be posted down below. So come join us. It's only running until Halloween, but all you have to do is come chat in the chatter thread, and if you have finished something within the timeline, you can post it on Allison's channel. But yeah, that was so sweet of you, Jill. Thank you. So that was my first yarn festival. It was really fun. It was a fun weekend. It was my first weekend really away from the kids and Brian and leaving them all to their own devices. They all survived. I survived, and it was really fun. So I'll definitely do some yarn festivals probably in the future. Hopefully we'll live closer to some in the future. But yeah, that was that. I hope you enjoyed watching and enjoyed kind of seeing that experience. I will be back next week for the next podcast, which is episode 10. I'm super excited about that. I have some fun makes and finishes to show you. So I will see you then. And until then,